Hi guys, Dirty D here. On this edition of Barbecue Beer and Freedom, we will be smoking a 5-pound bone-in prime rib on the Traeger Pellet grill. We will also be doing a reverse sear at the end of this cook. So let's get started. So as you can see, this one's already had the bones trimmed out, and that's great. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the rest of this fat cap off here because I don't want that on the prime rib. As you can see, I'm using butcher paper to catch all this stuff. Once again, works real nice. We're taking this fat off so you can get the seasoning to actually touch the meat here. Alright, the next thing we're going to do in this bowl here, I have equal parts soy and Worcestershire. We're just going to brush that on this prime rib here. It's going to give us a nice dark color as it cooks. I don't think it's going to add too much flavor, but it's going to make it look amazing. So for the beef rub I'm using today, it's just equal parts salt, black pepper, onion powder, and garlic. Then we're also going to melt down some butter and fresh garlic on the Traeger as it cooks, and we'll use that to brush the prime rib with. Be sure and brush the sides too. Flip it over. Get this end piece right here. Nice brush of it. Get it look all nice and brown. We're going to do the bottom too. I didn't trim these bones up just because I didn't have any butcher twine today. We're going to open this flap up and go ahead and coat the inside here too. So this prime rib has been sitting on the counter for an hour. It's about up to room temperature now. So once we get the Traeger started, it'll be ready to put on. So next thing we're going to do is take the rub, get it all over this guy. Don't forget to open the inside and get the rub on the inside too. Alright, pretty happy with that. When you're done, it looks something like this. Let's set this off to the side and get the butter ready to go. So here I've got about 10 pieces of garlic that I already peeled. I'm basically just going to smash them and chop them up, put them in this cast iron skillet here, and stick them on the Traeger alongside this prime rib. We're going to cook this prime rib on the Traeger at 250 for about an hour. Then we're going to crank up the heat and get it done. And then at the end, we're probably going to go on high heat and get the crust all nice and crispy. So there's the garlic. Put it in the cast iron pan. A whole stick of butter here. Like I said, we're going to brush this onto the prime rib after the first hour of cooking. And what I want to do is I'm going to take a couple sprinkles of our rub, throw in that marinade or mop juice, whatever you want to call it, something like that. Alright, I'm going to go outside and get the Traeger set and ready to go, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, here we are on the Traeger. Temperature is about 212. I said we were going to go to 250, and we are. I see the button there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this rib roast on now, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here we have the rib roast on the Traeger. I put it close to the heat source. I put the fat side down, bone side up. And over here we have our garlic and butter and rub. And I also went ahead and dumped the rest of the Worcestershire and the soy sauce into this pan too. So we'll just use that as our basting method here within an hour. So we're going to close her down and come back in an hour. Okay guys, here we have the rib roast. It's been on there for about an hour and a half. Internal temperature is reading 114. If you like yours medium rare, let it go to 120 and take it off. Put it in a foil tent for about a half an hour, and it should be a perfect temperature. I'm going to take mine to a little bit farther because we like ours a little bit more done than medium rare. Okay, so here we have the rib roast. It has a nice crust on the outside. It looks pretty delicious. We took it off at 145. We're going to let it rest for probably 20 minutes, then we'll carve it up. So I went ahead and pulled it off the Traeger. Here's what it looks like. Got a lot of nice pieces on the edges. Take it inside, boil it, and let it rest for 20 minutes while I do the rest of the side. Okay guys, here's what our rib roast looks like. We're going to foil tent this for about 20 minutes, then carve it. Okay guys, it's been 20 minutes. We're going to take the foil off this rib roast and carve up a piece and try it. This has been another edition of Barbecue Beer and Freedom. If you like my channel, please subscribe.
and turn on post notifications so you won't miss an update. Thanks. Okay guys, you can see how tender and juicy this rib roast is. I can pull it apart with my fingers. Let's try a little piece here. Oh, like always, that's delicious. So in this episode, we had a slight malfunction with the audio, so that's why the lips do not line up